Thanks to Michigan State University and the UECP cohort, I had a chance to embark on a very heartwarming and mind-changing trip to Chicago. We visited a total of 4 urban schools within the Chicago public school system. My job as a UECP member was to observe the students in the classroom and record my thoughts and feelings of the trip. From this, I was able to form questions which will help guide me through my inquiry project. The questions I was able to form were based on my observations that I recorded after visiting each school. When visiting the schools, I noticed changes as I moved from classroom to classroom and also to each school. I wanted to know, does the school system have an impact on students' motivation to learn? In each classroom, I observed students that were and were not engaging in the work. For the classrooms where students were engaging, the work was a more hands-on job. Most students in the urban school system are looked at as satisfied Sams. Satisfied Sam only does enough work to get him by, typically a C+ student, but very capable of being A student, but fails to put in the extra effort. School does not push him to do more than he has to, and neither does he push himself. I engaged in conversation with some of the students in the classroom, and I was shocked as I received the same responses from several students. I can't wait to get out of school. At first it was cool, but now I just can't wait to get it over with. Students tend to feel less involved in the classroom when the curriculum involves material that is less engaging and hands-on with students. Students like interacting in their own way, just like to engage, but at the same time looks at independency as a sense of freedom. Students desire to participate in the learning process, but also perform every or many tasks. According to Brophy, although most students begin school eager to learn, this motivation tends to drop steadily as they progress through the grades. A student who is intrinsically motivated will partake in activity for his or her own sake or for the enjoyment, but a more extrinsically motivated student will do it to obtain some type of reward, such as money, good grades, praise, or teacher approval. From my observation, I noticed that students in most of the classrooms I visited were more extrinsic learners, for the simple fact they wanted to rid of school for summer vacation, more free time, and work. Another one of my observations were the students that were required to wear uniforms. In one of the schools, I overheard the student state, "Look at your shoes," as him and another student jokingly played around. In the last school we visited, students had to follow a distinct uniform policy. This leads me to the question, does wearing uniforms in school have an impact on student learning? The graduation rates rose nearly 11% at schools that require students to wear uniform. In non-uniform schools, the rate dropped by 4.6%. According to Philip and Solstice, Ideals of Behaviorism, at first sight, it looks extremely difficult to throw light on human learning, not by asking people about what they have learned, but by concentrating instead on their school's observable behavior. So, should all schools require students to wear uniforms? Currently, there are approximately 55% of public schools in the U.S. that require students to wear uniform, which is an increase by 47% in 2000. Many urban schools also reported that having a uniform policy decreased crime among many other factors inside of school. I can conclude by saying there are many factors that can contribute to a student's ability and willingness to learn, such as motivation inside school and uniforms. A specific school practice can have a big impact on a larger urban environment. I will hope that in the future many of these findings will start to increase and have a better impact on urban schools.